Julie. How are you? Oh, it's so nice to see you in the room. This is the real tennis fans here today. Oh, thank you so much for coming. Yes, Nigel Gas, we're good, thank you. We missed you guys actually. And Chloe's here. Greetings to new subscribers here. Oh, yes, thank you very much to the new subscribers and new members. We have Juliet Alwasia, who has come along to join us. Thank you very much for coming. And I am just checking that everything's good, but I think it all is. Just say hello and check you guys can see us.
Hello everyone, it's been a few days since Katie and I have been sat here with you, but we're here because it's the Wimbledon Ladies Singles Final and we're just less than 30 minutes away from two players from the Czech Republic taking centre stage, and they're two players known to us from this season because both Linda Noskova and Karolina Muchova have both played Alex this season, so we're quite familiar with their games. And if you look at their grass court record this season, it is identical. They've both played 12 matches. They both won 11 out of 12 matches. So today, one of them, it's going to be lucky 13, and for the other player, it's going to be very much an unlucky 13th match on grass.
Yes, I'm just when I looked back to the YouTube, it looks like we're breaking up quite a lot. Can you see us okay? Can you hear us okay? I've got an option of going on an Ethernet instead of a Wi-Fi, so I can try that if it's going to be better. Tell us what you think. I love donuts. Do you think there's going to be a donut? So I'm going to do a poll of who do we think's going to win. Let's see. Who's going to win? I've got my favourite. Let's see if you guys, what do you guys think? Loud and clear. Thank you, Angeli. Who's going to win this match? And we're going to have a Noskova and we're going to have a Muchova, and we'll see what you guys think. Start the poll. And start the yes. Yes, you don't. Never mind. Let's not worry about that. So, Dan, you want me to put up one of your pictures?
Yes, so let's look at the two players in terms of grass court form, because today is the last match that will be played on grass in 2026 in relation to the WTA Tour. This is the highlight of the grass court swing, the Wimbledon final. And as you can see, although I can't now.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
We're starting with the higher of the two ranked players, so very close in the world rankings, provisionally coming into this final. Karolina Muchova is 2 spots higher in the world rankings. She's at number 6, courtesy of her run to the final here in Wimbledon. And her opponent, Linda Noskova, is ranked just 2 spots below her at number 8 provisionally. And the outcome of today's match will see further adjustments. Karolina Muchova could actually overtake both Mira Andreeva and Coco Gauff if she were to win, and she would be at a career high of number 4 in the world if she were to win. And you can see her record. She's only had 1 loss in Berlin to Madison Keys. All the others are victories, including probably the most impressive victory, that against Naomi Osaka in the quarterfinals, because Osaka was the player that beat Sabalenka and looked in very good form. But such is Muchova's variety of game. She's comfortable in all parts of the court. She's happy slicing the ball on her backhand side in particular. She's very adept at creating shots. She's comfortable at the net. She's got what we call an all-court game. Very good serve as well. So really not a lot that can go wrong. Her big issue in her career has been her injuries, and she had a very difficult wrist injury towards the end of 2022 into 2023, and she had quite a few months off following surgery. So her biggest issue really has been trying to be fit. But when she has been fit, she's had some good results, and this year has been one of her best. She's already won on tour. She's won a 1000 level event, and she's won on grass. Although Osaka pulled out, you can see there in Bad Homburg, she was a setup when Osaka decided that she wasn't going to finish that final, which was rather strange because she was clearly fit enough to start Wimbledon 2 days later. But that was something for her to worry about and not concern Muchova. So a very good player, and Alex played her in Miami this year on hard court, and Muchova won that match quite comfortably. So Alex as well knows how good a player Muchova is. So she is the slight favourite, partly because of her experience. She's 29 years of age, and she's been to a Grand Slam final before in Paris. So in terms of the occasion, people are expecting her to maybe handle it a little bit better than her younger opponent. So we'll just look at Linda Noskova's record on grass and tell you a little bit more about her. And there you can see her 11 victories on grass. Her only defeat this year was in Bad Homburg, and a bit like Alex, after a busy week in Berlin where she actually got to the final, having beaten Alex there in the semi-finals. She then played Pegula in the final and beat her. So she won in Berlin, and then, a bit like Alex, she went south, about 5 hours south in the car to Bad Homburg, and it looks very much like that match against Rusa was really a tactical loss, where she said, I don't really want a busy week, and she exited in the first round. But I don't take that result too seriously, because as we can see, she then got 7 days rest before her first round match at Wimbledon, and she's won 6 matches to reach the final. Her most impressive wins: Sorana Caster in the 3rd round. That was a very close match. She came through that 11-9 in the match tiebreak in the deciding set. And she's had good wins against Keys, Mertens and Marta Kostyuk to get to the final. Now, she's 21. She's moved inside the top 10 for the first time in her career. She's provisionally at number 8. And if she were to win today, she would go above Iga Swiatek into number 7th spot in the world. So very closely matched. These two have played just once before. You can take that off now, thank you.
Okay.
And it was in a Grand Slam last year at the US Open, and so that day was very close match. It was a 3-set win for Muchova. Noskova won the first set, and then Muchova came through the second set 6-4, and then did come through the last set 6-2. So they played once before. They're good friends. They played doubles together at the Olympics. They're both from the Czech Republic, as we know. And so a lot of this match for me depends on how well Linda Noskova copes with everything that goes with a Wimbledon final at the age of 21. Very similar age to Alex. As we know, Alex has played Linda Noskova twice this year, most recently in Berlin, and she is a big hitter. She strikes the ball really well, has a big serve and a big baseline game.
Ooh,
Katie's now...
Excuse me, I just need to move. I've got cables surrounding me. Back in a minute.
wriggling. So
Want to turn this off so it's not using up internet.
we can just have a quick look at this, which shows us the current top 10 in the world rankings as it stands. And the two players we're talking about are highlighted in green. And we can see that 2 spots between them, but this is the key information, the difference between last year and this year at Wimbledon, and the net difference in green here, plus 1,290 points for Karolina Muchova. So she had no points to defend from last year at Wimbledon, and if she won today, she would go even further up to 5,868 points, which would take her above the next two players above. And that's why I said she could potentially be the world number 4 after today. And Linda Noskova has gained over 1,000 points already, improving on last year's run to the 3rd round, I think. And if she were to win, she would go above Iga Swiatek. So it was the 4th round she got to. She lost to Amanda Anisimova last year. So it's going to be a very interesting match. I expect a very close match today. I don't see this match being won easily by either player unless we have a repeat of last year's final where one player suffered with the occasion and the nerves. Amanda Anisimova really just didn't play tennis at all last year, and that's what led to a very one-sided win for Iga Swiatek. But I don't expect that today. I think both players will settle into the match and play a good level, and this is going to be close. I expect this could be two very close sets, or even go to 3 sets. A lot of people are giving Muchova the slight edge, but for me this is very close indeed. I wouldn't call it one way or the other. If anything, Linda Noskova's game, if it fires, has the bigger game, and that could prove the difference. Equally, Muchova's experience and greater variety of shot could edge it her way, but it's very much a toss of the coin. It's going to be a really good watch, a good tennis match, and very interesting for those of you thinking about Alex and players that she is going to have to face in her career. Of these two, just purely on the age difference, Muchova being 29, it's Linda Noskova, who Alex has played twice this year, is going to be one of the players that is going to be a mainstay for the next 10 plus years in terms of players at the top of the game. I did a list actually looking at players who were 24 years or under, who are currently players who I think are players Alex has got in her sights, players that Alex has got to try and develop her game so she can get the better of them when she faces them. And these are the players above Alex in the rankings who are going to be players on the tour for many years ahead, and it includes Linda Noskova. So Coco Gauff, world number 4, is just 22 years old. She is going to be around for the next 10 years, I believe, and going to be a serious competition for Alex. Mira Andreeva, world number 5, 19 years of age. She's already a Grand Slam winner, as is Coco Gauff. So those two are going to be here for a good 10 years. Linda Noskova, we're going to say her after those two names I've just mentioned, purely because of her big game. She, when she's firing, there's very little you can do as an opponent. You can match her, but it's very hard not to get beaten up, especially on her service games when she's firing with her serve and her serve plus 1 shot and hitting good ground strokes.
I'm just doing the snacks here.
Dan's she'll be a hard player to beat. So there's 3 players. She's 21, Mira Andreeva 19, and Coco Gauff 22. They're 3 very, very established players, all being, with Linda today, all been in Grand Slam finals, and after today could all have won a Grand Slam. Amanda Anisimova, 24 years of age. She's going to be around for quite a number of years. She is also inside the top 10, a very, very good player. Not had a great season this year, but reached 2 finals last year. So that's another player already established inside the top 10 who's going to be around for a while to come. Marta Kostyuk, 24 years of age, another player who is ahead of Alex at the moment. She's reached 2 Grand Slam semi-finals. And then we have Mboko, who's injured. That's a bit of the unknown. Will she be able to recover after coming back from recovering from a knee injury? But she is the world, currently world number 12. Iva Jovic, 18 years of age, like Mboko, really burst onto the scene this last year. Both those two players are under 20 years of age. They're going to be around for more than 10 years. And lastly, Leylah Fernandez, let's not forget her, 23 years of age. She's been around a long time, but she was just a teenager like Raducanu when she reached the US Open final in 2021. But she's world ranked number 25, and she is an age, like all those names I've mentioned, 24 years or under, that are ahead of Alex. So that's 8 names I've just listed there who age-wise are going to be around for a much longer time and going to overlap with Alex's career. So we're watching one of those 8 players who we can watch today, and we can see where their strengths are.
There was also we've been missing Alex the last few days, and so we did a vlog for you guys about it. It started off quite specific, didn't it? But really interesting, and it was about where Alex will end up in terms of the rankings. Obviously, she's 28 at the moment. And it was where Dan worked out. But it was typically, it was of Dan. It was not about, I think, I'm going to put my, where's the wind blowing? I think it'll happen like this. He did a really mathematical breakdown of exactly why you think she by the end of the year could possibly end up in the top 25, or even if certain things happen, the top 20. Really interesting vlog if you want to have a look at it. It's I'll pop a link on. I think I should be able to do that here actually. Hello Ryandi, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. One of our members. Let me have a look. I'll find that link and I'll put it on, because that's an interesting video, very specific about why she could very likely end up as 20, possibly even just within the top 20, wasn't it, by the end of the year?
Yeah, we've got 10 minutes till the final begins. But yes, I looked ahead at Alex's schedule. We're very confident that her next 4 events are pretty well known, and they're going to be Washington starting the 27th of July, so 2 weeks on Monday. So she's, I think, already been across to America. She's coming back to the Philippines for a big meet and greet on the 15th of July.
That'll be exciting, won't it, for you guys? I wish I was there.
After that, then going back to get ready for the American hardcourt swing, which sort of overlaps with Canada. She'll play Washington, then she'll go across to Toronto and play a 1000 event, then come back across the border for Cincinnati before the US Open starts at the end of August. And these 4 tournaments are a great opportunity for Alex. She really only needs to win a couple of matches to kind of stay with the points she's already got. In fact, she only needs to win 1 match. The US Open first round is key because she won a round last year, beating Clara Towson. So as long as she wins 1 match at the US Open, her current total of 1,666 points will not change. So any more than 1 win at the US Open, then her points total is going to increase by the time the US Open is finished. And I'm predicting that she'll be somewhere around 1,800 to 1,900 points, partly because she's going to be seeded at these 1,000 events, which means she'll get a bye into the second round. So that will give her 35 points, as opposed to if she lost in the first round, she'd only get 10 points. So she's going to get a bit of help there with, irrespective of whether she wins those first matches. I would expect her to win a couple of matches. She likes hardcourt. It is her preferred surface that's what Alex said She might have changed her mind since doing so well on grass. Grass is very much a close second, if it's not joint first now. But she likes hard court, and I think she'll enter the US Open actually with a bigger points total than 1,666. And then if she could do well at the US Open, reach her seeded spot of round 3, then that's why I think she'll be closer to 2,000 points in total, something around 1,900 points, give or take. And then for the rest of the season, she's got very little points to defend. The one event where she's going to drop points is Guadalajara, where she won a 125 event last year. She may play Guadalajara where there's a 500 event in September, but a lot will depend on how she does it in these first 4 tournaments in America on the hard court, how she does at the US Open, because I think if she does well and improves on last year, she may not go to Guadalajara, because that would mean they're going to Mexico, and she's expected at Singapore the week after, and that would be a lot of travel. I think she might have a rest.
You're being asked by Ryandy whether you think that Alex should play in the WTA 250 to have a higher chance of a championship. What's your thoughts on that?
Yes, you definitely got more chance of winning a 250 event. I think her schedule will not take in a 250 event, primarily because it's very unusual for a player who's climbed the world rankings not to take advantage of that first and foremost.
Of climbing the world rankings?
Yes, once they get inside the top 30, then they go to the bigger events because every win is worth just more points. And I would think Alex's priority now for the rest of the season is just to consolidate and stay within those seeded spots, because it gives you a huge advantage moving into the next season. There will be natural points in her schedule where there is the opportunity to play a 250 event, but I don't see it between now and the end of October. There are enough 1,000 and 500 events for her just to take the opportunity. I think even Singapore's a 500 event.
Yes.
And I don't see Alex this year. I think she'll play in the China Open in Beijing because that's a 1,000 event. I think she might play in Wuhan, which is a 1,000 event, primarily because they get seeded with the rankings she's got, and so she just won't fit in a 250 event. If she does well, she might not even play Hong Kong, but I suspect Hong Kong might be her last event. And that may well be a 250
last event before
she finishes for the year.
Ah, okay. Excuse us whilst we're having snacks. It's lunchtime here.
So just let me confirm that very last event in Hong Kong is a 500 event, but she's not. For me, she's not going to prioritise trying to win a 250 event in the rest of the year.
Because in a way, winning
yeah, okay, Hong Kong would be a 250 event. I've just double checked. It is a 250 event. So that would be, I think, the only 250 event that Alex would play. There are 250 events available, but I just think she'll just go for the bigger events when it comes to the Asian swing.
In a way, it's sort of led by, am I right to say, to get to the semi-finals of 1,000, say, is equally as good as getting to the finals of a 500. There's something sort of in our ego which wants us to win something, win the crown, and therefore the 500 points from winning a 500 is slightly better. But actually, it may well be strategically better for her to win get half the points on winning a semi-final of a 1,000 event. Is it pure ego that the difference between those two, or not?
You'll get more points for reaching a final at a 1,000 event.
Oh, really? Yeah. I thought it doubled every time.
It's not quite. Well,
Not quite like that.
the winning points total is double each time, but the runners up points total is
Ah,
slightly different.
okay.
Um,
Manila Open is only 125, and Alex lost in to Osorio, I think, because she just got off from another tournament and went straight there. Well, there is that. And I've heard that this year they're trying to make the Manila Open a 250, and they're trying to build a new setup in Manila. And that's the one we're coming for. We are going to fly in and meet you guys. We're very excited about that. So yes, we'll see. But yes, it's a lot of it's about how busy the
yeah,
schedule.
650 points for losing in a 1,000 final, as opposed to winning 500 points for winning a 500 event. But that's really the biggest reason, is you just have access to the biggest events, so you're going to play them, especially in your first year.
And how are we looking at? Are they coming onto the court?
About to. They'll be punctual as ever. Players
Oh
are
yes, they're
just
standing outside. You know the drill now, guys. So they've come down the stairs and they have to stand next to each other. They don't like standing next to each other. They want to go so that they can't really see each other. But they're standing next to each other, and they'll be told to come in at, usually with it being Wimbledon, precisely 4 o'clock here, which is 11 o'clock for you. So we really are quite late night for you. But some of you are not in the Philippines, I think. Some of you are in. I've seen one person has came in from America. Bakersfield, California. So yes, people from all over, and lots of the Philippines. How's the weather? The weather here is very hot, which is why we're back in this room in our house, because this room is the one that's got the air conditioning, so we're nice and cool. Because our usual place gets very hot.
Did anyone? Oh, the vote, slight edge to Muchova.
It's been getting. When it started, it was a big edge to Muchova. And more people who vote, more people think it'll be.
I'm leaning towards Linda Noskova. I think she's a very, very dangerous opponent for anyone. I think she's got the confidence and the belief now to play her game, and I think if she fires for long enough, she will just edge this today. I think Muchova against Coco Gauff, I wasn't convinced by that semi-final result. Coco Gauff has been inconsistent. She's played some good tennis, but she's played a lot of unforced errors. Struggled with her game, inconsistent. So Muchova just getting through that match, I don't think is as strong a form as Linda Noskova straight sets wins over her last three opponents, including Marta Kostyuk in the semi-final. So for me, Linda Noskova would be potentially going to edge it. But as I said, this is very close on paper, and I expect the same in terms of the scoreline. So this could well go to 3 sets.
I have Linda Noskova in the family sort of, not sweepstake because we choose it, but in the family fantasy tennis league, and so it's very small scale. It's a very small scale family, and it's a very small scale family fantasy tennis league. But every time there's a Grand Slam, we choose. We choose 2 players from the men's and 2 players from the women's, and in both of them have to have only one in the top 8, maximum of one in the top 8. You can have none in the top 8. So my pick was Noskova, and you have to pick it before the day before or something, Sunday night, isn't it, before the Grand Slam starts? And
yeah, we
it's
didn't want to
very
put too much
competitive.
pressure on Alex's shoulders, did we?
It's very no. Well, I didn't pick her because I think one of the things that people like about you, hun, is that you're realistic, and That's one of the things I like about you too. Because you wouldn't say Eala was going to win Wimbledon this year, would you? You would say she'd possibly win it at some point in the future, but just not this year.
Yeah, I was very pleased that she lived up to her seeding and then had that great win last Saturday. And here we are a week later. No defending champion, no one who's won Wimbledon before in this final. It's two good friends. I think the Czech Republic are the nation, the example to follow. They have 8 players inside the top 50 in the world, and these are the highest two. And so I think it's well deserved these two are in the final. And for one of them, it's going to be their lucky 13th match on grass because they've got identical records, 11 wins, 1 defeat, 1 solitary defeat on grass this season. Both played 12 matches. Who's going to win their 13th?
And for any of you who are new here, we are a WTA channel. We follow the WTA, and we are very much biased towards the Filipino superstar Alexandra Eala, but we always cover the finals of all the Grand Slams and actually most of the events, as well as all Eala's singles and doubles matches. And Dan does a lot of we do the live streams, but also between the streams we do videos talking about what do you like?
Where's the scoreboard?
Oh, the scoreboard. Oh, the scoreboard's gone. 1 second. That just needs to go like that. There you go.
Okay, Linda Noskova is going to be serving first. And we'll talk a little bit about the serves. Just let, obviously, the players have 1 or 2 service games and get into the match. But I'll be referencing the serve because I know it's been a topic of conversation for a lot of tennis fans with regard Alex's game. I'm not one that is quite so concerned or focused on that. I think her game needs to develop. She needs to have several years to progress all her parts of her game and improve steadily. And when she gets to 24, 25, then we'll take a look. But yes, there is a difference between Alex and some of the other players on tour. And what we're going to see here is actually players who serve with more power on their first serve, and we'll talk a little bit about how they achieve that power. But you can hit the ball as hard as you like. That is not often the issue. The issue for any player is getting that power with the accuracy. And if you can't get the ball to certain parts of the court with accuracy, you can hit it 200 miles an hour, but it's no good to you.
And thank you very much to the people who subscribe to our channel. We always feel incredibly grateful for the level of support that you guys give us. So it's very kind of you, and we really appreciate it. And yeah, it feels kind of different doing a match without Eala in it, doesn't it? And we have done them before every time, but yeah, with our this is our little cute group, small group of people who are real stalwart tennis
Well,
fans.
these 2 players after today will be in the world's top 8. And if Alex's ranking stays between 25 and 32, which I expect it will for the US Open, then these are potentially one of her 3rd round opponents, because she, as we said before Wimbledon, she will play someone seeded 1 to 8 in the 3rd round, and that will be the same at the US Open, all things being equal.
So it's like we're talent scouting.
So there's a bit of that, yes.
So you think, so I mean, Alex's team will be watching this match, won't they? So that they know, they help her with particular strategies and tactics to help her win.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, Chloe says she's thinking of she's thinking for set 2 with the probability of 70% chances of winning and confidence of 55%. Oh, well, that's very specific. Well done. I am not. I just say Noskova's going to win. There you go. There you go. Noskova's going to win. I haven't got any maths. I haven't got any stats. It's just coming from the heart. There you go.
Yeah, we'll learn a lot about Linda Noskova in these first 4 games, as I always say for Alex's matches, especially when you're playing top players at the highest level. Really, the first 4 games, really very important. And for both these players, they'll be looking to at least get 2 games on the board, if not get that early lead. So Noskova has the chance, really, because she's serving first, to put that first game on the board and get off to a good start. So she's starting from the royal box end. First serve just missing wide, 105 miles an hour. That speed will increase during this match. Second serve's good. Muchova going back down the middle. Both players at the back of the court. Noskova goes long. First point to Muchova from a forehand error. Remember, I'm doing the score.
Yes, you do. And I will be gifting some memberships midway through this match. So if you've got your please accept membership setting on YouTube set up, because I think it default is that you don't accept them. So check that, and then because I will second set be gifting some memberships to the channel.
Second point, backhand return, backhand down the middle of the court. Muchova makes a mistake. 1 forehand error each, 15 all.
Yes.
KD likes to mention the kit. Muchova in Adidas, and Noskova of the Rybakina club is wearing Yonex, Katie.
I'm not particularly fond. I must say this year I just really like the Nike. It's not about Alex. I really like it. And the Yonex is, I'm sorry, am I being mean? I try to be positive about everything, but Yonex clothes, the shoes and the rackets are good. The clothes are dreadful. Apparently, somebody Japanese told me, because it's a Japanese brand, they said that it's all about the fabric and the sort of some sort of technical fabric, and it does lots of good wicking and things. And
best serve she's hit so far gives her 2 games points. Noskova there first good serve, and she follows up with another good first serve, and Muchova's gone long, and Linda Noskova does hold her opening service game, and that will make her feel very much better than poor Amanda Anisimova last year, who in her first Grand Slam final didn't manage a game. So Linda's will feel a whole lot better, and that's I doubt that was in her head really, but she looked very good that opening game. She got 2 good first serves in to close out the game, and the third point was an impressive drop shot. So looking very comfortable. First time 2 players from the same country have been in the final since the Williams sisters in 2009. So Muchova's turn to serve, having swapped ends, and Noskova will go for big shots, and that big forehand went wide. But she will look to do that. She's an aggressive player. She likes to go for big shots early on in the point. Whereas Muchova will probably look to counter and play all kinds of different shots just to keep Noskova guessing a little bit, trying to break up Noskova's rhythm, trying to avoid putting the ball in hitting zones of Noskova, so varying the bounce, the height of the bounce, changing the pace with slice as opposed to just topspin. But second point won because of an error. Muchova put it wide. Third point underway. Good return. Noskova gets a short backhand. Back down the middle. Muchova finds an excellent forehand cross-court winner. 30-15.
They're asking if I like, Angeli's asking if I like Marta. I'm going to call her Marta. I can't say her surname, her kit. And yes, I do like her kit. I think it's very nice. I've seen a load of advertising on social media for buying her kit. And apparently it's like you can roll it down the top down so that it's a two-piece top and bottom. I've seen people wearing it not for tennis, which is different. But it's very pretty. I do like that. But yes, I'm not sure about any of these. I don't think these two are the leading in style. Not that I say I'm leading in style, but I just like the Nike very much. I particularly like what they did for Alex specifically.
Next point underway. Noskova puts it in the net, and these games have followed a similar pattern from the server's point of view. The server is getting the edge in these opening service games. Muchova's chance now to hold her serve. 40-15. Good first serve. Backhand returns in. Muchova goes cross court. Noskova tries to retrieve a backhand from under the baseline, and she couldn't get her racket through the ball with enough height, and that game goes to Muchova. 1 game all.
We're having a discussion about fashion here.
But there will be a lot of holds in this match. There's not going to be too many breaks of serve. Perfect conditions for grass court tennis. Noskova now serving from the near end. Her first serve goes long. Muchova standing a good 3 paces behind the baseline to receive the second serve, and it's an excellent second serve ace. And if you are able to see the tennis on a screen, that was an excellent second serve. The accuracy at 91 miles an hour, exceptional, and Muchova couldn't get anywhere near it as it went pulled way wide, way outside the tram line when it finished going past Muchova. Another good first serve, and this has been the bedrock of Noskova's run at Wimbledon this year.
Has anyone seen who's in the Royal Box today? I'll just
30 love. Soon becomes 40 love.
Wow, that
Brilliant
was quick.
serving from Linda Noskova. And her first serve speed now over 110 miles an hour. But what's more important is that accuracy. And that's a game of first serves. And everyone hit their spot, with the exception of the first point, which was a second serve, which might as well have been a first serve because it was an ace. That was very impressive. And that, for me, is going to be Muchova's challenge, is how many returns she can muster with effectiveness, with depth, that puts Noskova's service games under any kind of pressure. Muchova, for me, will probably feel more pressure during her service games if Noskova is serving like that throughout the match.
Like a bridal gown because it's lace, yes. You try and get very close and I have to
Yes,
go
because
that
you're
further.
central.
I can move the camera easily. Where would you like to be?
Well,
You want to just...
it's
And Alex is playing because I'm so tense and sort of need her to win or need her to play her best at least.
okay. Muchova's second service game, and she starts the game with an ace. It's a very, very similar pattern. Exactly what Noskova just did. And that ability to swing that serve into that wide position, landing it on the sideline, is a combination of having a very good ball toss in the perfect position and then staying balanced through the service action and then putting that side spin around the edge of the ball, which makes the ball, as it lands, move further and further wide, making it virtually impossible for the returner to get their racket onto the ball. Hence why it was an ace. But the second point, Noskova has just won, so we're 15 all.
Now M6573 has come into the room and said that they're looking forward to seeing their very own Alex Eala on Wednesday at Glorietta Mall.
Yes, the 15th of July, the big meetup. That is the date. Yes.
Meetup? I mean,
Greet and meet.
Is he going to go and sign your tennis balls?
Third point underway. First extended rally for a long time. And it's Muchova going long. And this is the first chance, really, in the match. Pressure now on Muchova's service. She is 15-30. Noskova has half a chance here to get the first break point of the match. Already 4 errors from Muchova's forehand side.
Oh, I can answer this for you, Angeli. I'm sure Coach Dan will add a bit to it, but I was listening to Navratilova talking this morning because Navratilova was checked.
We do have break points. Muchova's forehand letting her down in this first part of the first set. She's just made her 5th error going long with an approach. So here, 2 points for Linda Noskova to take an early lead in this opening set. Big moments for the 21-year-old young Czech Republic player.
I'll tell you about Navratilova in a minute.
Muchova serves. Good serve, an ace.
Wow.
Second ace of this game. She's got 1 more break point to save. And that's the mirror opposite to the left-handers' advantage when they're serving to the other side. If you can find that sideline, you can swing the ball away from your opponent. Muchova's done it twice in this game. To the juice side, now to the advantage side, 30-40. Finds a good return, but Noskova's got a great return in with a double-handed backhand. Now she goes down the line with a good forehand. Now short ball, Noskova goes down the line and she wins that game. She breaks serve, and it's Linda Noskova maintaining the form she's shown the last 3 rounds. And as I said before the match started, if she coped with the occasion, for me, she would be the stronger player, and so far she has started the better. She is the stronger player. She has the early break and now serves 3-1 ahead. And she concentrates on 1 point at a time and just ignore the fact this is the biggest match of her life.
That's hard to do.
First serve just missing. As a fly comes into the room to join us.
It obviously hasn't got its own internet.
Second serve is good. Backhand down the line, Muchova can't get to that. And it's Noskova playing the more aggressive shots, and for the main, they're all landing, hitting, putting Muchova under constant pressure. It'll be interesting if being ahead after 4 games is decisive come the end of this match. Just make a note, because Noskova did get ahead after 4 games, and she's ahead in this game. This is a chance to go 4-1 ahead. And sometimes women's matches, just being best of 3 sets, can almost be over before you get going. Muchova will be desperately hoping this is not a day where she takes too long to get her game going. 30 love, Noskova serves. Way out. Muchova way out of court. And Muchova just misses the backhand into the open space. 30-15.
Erica Islandgirl says that this year she wanted Madison Keys, but I initially predicted Pegula. Now, if we're going with form, it's Noskova. Thoughts, Coach Dan and Miss Katie? Well, my thoughts are a little bit random on anything like this, Island Girl, but Dan's thoughts. Madison Keys, Pegula.
You have to go on when it's Wimbledon. You have to go by the grass court form that leads into Wimbledon, and you've mentioned players there that had good grass court form. Noskova won in Berlin, beating Pegula, who had a good week getting to the final. Madison Keys won in Eastbourne, where she's won before. So she came into Wimbledon in good form. So that all made sense. Alex was in good form coming into Wimbledon, and she had her best Wimbledon, and she had good results in Berlin, as we all know. So it's actually one of the better surfaces to go with the form guide. It tends to stack up at the big events. The warm-up events really are a good indicator. Osaka got to the final. Muchova won in Bad Homburg. All players who had excellent Wimbledons. And for me, the other factor that made me think all those players that we've just mentioned between the two of us were likely to have good Wimbledons is because I didn't think the top players were in any kind of form. And I didn't expect Sabalenka, Rybakina or Iga Swiatek to win this year. So that made it even more wide open. So it's proved. Noskova now just wobbling a little bit. 40-15's become juice. A couple of loose shots. So she's now got some work to do. Can she serve her way out of trouble? Just missing some first serves the last couple of points. So now she serves at juice. And that's a much better first serve. 110 miles an hour. And that makes such a difference. The ability when the big points arrive, when you're serving, if you can hit that kind of first serve. It's a serve Alex has served down that middle T, right on the juncture why it's called a letter, because it's like a letter T, sort of upside down as you look at it from the baseline. But if you're able to hit that center line, anything over 100 miles an hour, it really doesn't matter whether it's 105, 110 miles an hour, 115 miles an hour. If you hit that spot with accuracy, then you're going to win the point. Advantage Noskova. This point's underway. Now Noskova goes cross court. Muchova using a chopped forehand to stay in the point. Noskova switches direction. Now she gets a short backhand. She plays a great drop shot, and that's too good. That is too good. A great point from Linda Noskova. She does hold serve. She's 4-1 ahead and looking very good. And one of the shots that has proved to be so useful to her on grass this season is that drop shot. And if you are watching, the number of times she plays the drop shot cross court diagonally, making the opponent having to run in a different direction, not in a straight line. It's more awkward for the opponent. They're having to run across to the drop shot rather than straight onto the drop shot to retrieve it. So they've got a little bit more ground to cover, and then if they get to the ball, they've then got a challenge in terms of trying to lift it back over the net from that position. So good play from Noskova, and she looks like she's enjoying the occasion. Muchova, for me, is finding just the power from Noskova's ground strokes. It's making it hard for her to dictate many points at all. So they're just having their changeover after every odd number of games have been completed. 5 games gone. They've had their changeover.
Jam Travis is saying, if we compare Noskova's skills to our Kababayan, Eala's, it's obvious that there's a huge gap. I hope Eala continues to improve, especially her service game. Well, she is, isn't she? Her improvement has been just so fast and continued. I think it's wonderful that the growth in her game. You sort of can't expect her to come in at the top, you know. Oh, Mr. Sealdampo is here. Muchova plays well behind the baseline. Yes, she does.
Yeah, the serve is interesting because I've got average first serve speeds and fastest first serve speeds from earlier in the tournament. And so I can give you an idea of how Alex's fastest serve compares to Linda Noskova's as Muchova goes long and misses another forehand. And this is relevant because your average first serve speed is obviously all the serves you've hit, and then add up all the speeds and divide by the number of serves you've hit. Whereas your fastest serve speed shows you what you potentially could do once you're able to achieve the consistency and have the stamina and strength to deliver that fast serve all the time. And I think that's where we're at with Alex's game. Her best serves have improved this year. It's just about how often she uses that serve and how, in terms of her stamina, she's able to consistently deliver it. And I think it's quite clear that she's played so many matches that the more matches Alex has played, the less often she's been able to use, or less comfortable. She's not been comfortable using it as much. We'll just see this fourth point finished. Both players at the back of the court, Muchova going down the middle, Noskova going down the middle, Noskova going long. So we saw in Berlin Alex actually deliver a lot of good first serves against Vekic and then Rybakina. She had a total of 12 aces in those two matches, and she looked really good. And it came... she obviously had 2 wins in those 2 matches. Then, as that tournament progressed, by the time she got to the semi-final, after the Svitolina game, which she also won, when she played Linda Noskova in the semi-final, she wasn't exhausted, but she was more fatigued. And it seemed to me that, yes, her arm was more strapped up and her lower forearm was strapped up. And she said it was preventative, that strapping, but it just looked to me that she wasn't comfortable delivering the same quality of first serves point after point on serve. And that for me will come as she strengthens and as she matures. And that's just a time issue. It's not a lack of ability to be able to deliver a really good first serve. She can deliver good first serves, and I'm going to just look down this list. Her fastest serve at Wimbledon, and this was I think in round 2, might have been round 3, but 172 kilometers an hour, and that is well over 100 miles an hour. It's somewhere around 106, 107 miles an hour. Now that is no different to a player like Emma Navarro. Not much less than Diana Schneider, number 22 in the world. So very similar to a lot of the tour. Linda Noskova fastest serve was 178 kilometers an hour in that round. So she may have hit a first serve only 3 or 4 miles an hour faster than Alex's best serve in that round. But Linda Noskova's average was only 10 kilometers an hour less. So in that round, her first service average speed was over 100 miles an hour. Just watching this game, this point unfold. It's a good point. Noskova has won it 30-15 on her service game. So fastest serve 178 kilometers an hour, Linda Noskova. Alex's in that round 172 kilometers an hour. But Linda Noskova's average first serve speed 167 kilometers an hour, whereas Alex's was down at 143 kilometers an hour. So there was nearly 30 kilometers an hour difference between her fastest first serve and her average speed. And that's just confirming that she wasn't using it very much. Whereas Linda Noskova is consistently serving over 100 miles an hour. And that's where Alex has got to improve. She's got to be able to, match after match, when she's winning through the first 2-3 rounds, when she gets to these big matchups against high-ranked players, she has to develop the stamina and that's her physical body, being able to deliver first serves that she's capable of hitting point after point after point. And for me, that is partly due to time and partly we have to put trust in her team that they're doing the right things off court and they're timing when they do it, because it's very difficult in the season to devote yourself to a block of training which is about just developing extra stamina and strength in your body. You've got to be very careful that you don't do that kind of training at weekends in between tournaments. Alex will have a big block of sort of winter training between the end of October and the beginning second week of January. She'll have nearly 10 weeks off where they don't play at all, and that's obviously to rest and recover, but it's also when a lot of the players do a lot of their kind of physical training, and I think we'll see steady improvements in that regard. But the stats support what I'm saying. I'm just referring to the stats, and for me, I was really pleased because I started to see from the start of the clay season, Alex started to use one or two different first serves that really worked well in Berlin in those first two matches. And I was actually a bit disappointed, but not in Alex, just disappointed that when she played Jasmine Paolini last Monday, that in that match she just didn't serve her best. I don't mean unrealistic best, just didn't serve her best compared with what we saw in Berlin.
We've seen
in Berlin. Yeah. Right, we'll get back to this final. Noskova is holding that break of serve. She's 5-2 ahead, as you can see on the scoreboard. And Muchova really has one last chance to try and get back in this opening set. Once she's held serve here, then she'll get one more shot. Otherwise, Noskova will be halfway to being Wimbledon champion.
Oh, gosh. Well, halfway, I mean, 98% of the way.
Well, you've got to win 2 sets out of 3.
I was thinking about from the beginning. She's won a lot already. 6 games.
Well,
if you like this type of, if you like what you see on our channel, we generally know that only about a third of you are subscribed. So although it's a very small, cute tennis fan group today, but please subscribe. We'd love that. And is they're all saying they reckon it's the Czech girl that's going to win. Yes, Chloe, I am rooting for Noskova.
Yeah, Muchova's hoping that Noskova's starts missing. But if you watched Alex's games with Linda Noskova, first in Indian Wells and then more recently in Berlin, she didn't miss, did she? She beat Alex, to be honest, just the mistakes never came, and she was just too good and too strong on both those occasions.
Gosh.
The only way you make players start missing is by putting pressure on them in every way possible, which isn't just through your own play and hitting really good shots, but also making them worry about what the scoreboard says. And at the moment, Muchova is 5-2 down, so Linda Noskova is not having to worry about the scoreboard. She can relax and feel comfortable in the lead. So she's got all her focus just on the tennis ball. And another example of her trying to go for her shots on return, just missing, but that was a free shot at winning that game.
They're saying that...
Oh, what am I? I'm sorry, I've got the score all wrong.
Oh.
So it's set balls. How bizarre. Apologies.
Dan had a moment.
It is. It's not game. It's deuce. I thought that was game point the other way. It was 40-15, but it was actually 15-40. Anyway, Muchova has got right back into this game.
It's because you've got your
back to
scoreboard
deuce.
the opposite way around as us.
It is.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you for taking responsibility for that.
Every wife's job, right?
Oh, great return.
So I'm learning about how tennis is working in the Philippines. Often the parents of young aspiring players sometimes look for sponsors for extra tennis rackets to continue training. Membership of the club, like Alex grew up in, is very, very expensive.
Noskova, third set point. Muchova finds an ace.
Wow.
That's a good serve when she needed it.
What do you think, people? Do you think she's going to get it? I'm going to go... Noskova will break this serve now. 2 points.
Okay.
There you
I think she'll hold serve. First serve just misses. Muchova trying serve and volley there. Example of her trying to mix it up. She's going to have to do something differently because so far Noskova is the player that is really on top in every respect. Muchova's got to show something different to this, and at the moment she's not able to get enough points, a run of points. She's not able to win enough points to put any pressure on Noskova. Remember, this is her serving, and she could be broken for the second time. She's not really getting close to Noskova. It's a good first serve, though. Now a drop shot. Noskova goes cross court. Now she'll get a chance to win the point. Oh, it's a good lob. And she does win the opening set. Noskova has found an exquisite lob over Muchova's backhand side. Muchova turned and chased it, but it was right on the baseline. And there you have the opening set to Katie's pick, Linda Noskova.
I think I also said, I know you come here for the tennis from Dan, but it's, that sense of what's going to happen.
You had a shot at it and you scored.
I did.
You did.
Yes.
To use a World Cup reference.
England are playing in the World Cup tonight, 10 o'clock at night. We're probably not as brilliant fans as you guys. You stay up into the middle of the night watching your sports. We're terrible. We need to go to bed by 10 o'clock. Although, when we get round, you're going to have your moment when you get round to America and the Middle East, like back end of the year. In fact, from August onwards, because we have to get up in the middle of the night to do this for you guys then.
Yeah, this is our last match.
When we first met you guys, we were getting up in the middle of the night.
European time. We've been lucky because it's been April in Austria. We went to Austria in Linz at the beginning of April for the start of the clay court season. And we've stayed in Europe. We've been to places like Madrid, Rome, Paris, Strasbourg, and then across to the UK, Birmingham, back to Germany, and then back here in England. So Alex and the WTA tour has been very, very close to us since April, May, June. So we've had 3.5 months, but we'll be back to evenings and late nights for the rest of the season.
It'll get better for you. Now then, Chloe's asking you something I'm not sure you know anything about. Sir Dan, do you have a probability for Sinner Zverev? That's men's tennis. Dan's not up very high on men's tennis, are you? But I'll tell you. Sinner. There you go.
Yeah, Sinner will be the strong favourite.
Oh, really? Oh, there you go.
In terms of probability, I think their head-to-head record is very, very, very good for Sinner, isn't it? Let's just tell you that head-to-head record. So it looks like Muchova has gone off an end-of-set break. But yeah, Sinner's played Zverev quite a lot, hasn't he? And the head-to-head is 10.
Oh, Princess Kate's there.
Sinner's won 10 of the 14 matches. Looks like they haven't really played ever on grass, so that's helpful. But
she's saying percentages. What the percentages? Chloe, or maybe Chloe is a he.
Well, it's looking like 85-15, 85%. That's what the sort of computer is saying. I think Zverev's probably got a better chance than 15%. I would give him nearer 20. But it's if they played 5 times, Zverev would probably just win once at the moment because he serves really well, and that gives him a chance to win a couple of sets on tie breaks. And that might, if everything went his way, give him an outside chance. But 4 out of 5 times they played, Sinner would win, and you have to give him sort of 80%, a good 80% chance tomorrow.
Jam Travis, I will go back to that when the change of ends, that question. Jam Travis wants to know about whether you think Eala needs a serving coach to improve her service game. We'll go back to that because it's not a quick answer. Dowie is saying, yeah, seeing the changing of the guards amongst the top 10 players. I think we are, aren't we? I like that. I always like it when new players come in. Mr. Sealdown Poe is saying, I thought it would be Muchova game, but seems like Noskova is ready in the spotlight. Yes, I think so. And Chloe is then saying England has a chance in FIFA 2026. My son was in Mexico when they won last Saturday night. Was it Sunday night? We had a long chat with him today, didn't we?
Yes.
And he's back now. But it's 10 o'clock tonight is the big match.
Okay, set 2 about to start. Makova's come back from a bathroom break. Can Noskova run away with this, or will Muchova slow her train down and get back into this match? She needs to get a few looks at Noskova's serve quite quickly. Doesn't want Noskova to win 2 or 3 service games at the start of this second set as well. That would be pretty damaging to her chances. But of course, Noskova will start thinking about the winning line inevitably, and that's sometimes another reason for a change in a match. For me, Muchova's got to go for it more. She's not doing enough in terms of trying to put pressure on Noskova with the return there. That was just a mid-court backhand return, and Noskova was able to put it away, and that was off a second serve at 90 miles an hour. These second serves, Muchova's got to go for it more. 15 love, Noskova, good first serve, and the return long. And the two players, you have to say, the younger player is coping much better with the final, the occasion. Muchova seems to be a little bit fearful or tentative with her play today. 40 love. We had a very quick final last year, 6 love, 6 love. It couldn't have been any quicker, but surely this final's got to get closer than this. 40 love, Noskova serves. Just missing.
Erica Island Girl is saying that she thinks that if Muchova wants to turn this into a proper battle, she'll need to focus more on pulling Noskova out of her hitting range. Push her back too. There you go. I'm sure you're right.
Yeah, it's all very straightforward. She's not moving Noskova around. She's not getting even her first shot into awkward positions for Noskova. That's something Alex does very well, is when she's able to get her racket on the return, she's able to return with depth, and Muchova would be well advised to try and get some good depth on her returns, because at least that gives her a chance with the next shot to take a bit more control. But her returns aren't even that deep at the moment, and that's assuming she gets them in. She missed a few returns, didn't even make Noskova play a second shot. She's now serving love 1. It's just, oh, bless her. The more experienced player is struggling. She's not very happy with her level. This is about Muchova at the moment, her own game. 11 unforced errors and very few winners to compensate. First serve goes long.
Music Ramblings is here.
Second serve. It's good. Noskova cross court backhand returned. Oh dear. He hardly swung a racket then. Coaching team trying to encourage her.
Oh,
But
bless.
I feel like, yeah, it's sort of. I can't believe she's totally frozen. But she's giving it. At the moment, she's free. It's as if she's frozen a little bit. The occasion is a bit too much, but I'm surprised because. Well,
If Alex was on the other side of the court from Muchova playing like she is now, how would that match go?
if Alex was who?
If
Noskova.
Alex was playing as Noskova with Muchova playing like this,
Yeah.
how would that look?
She'd have every chance, definitely. Yeah.
Very
Muchova's
good.
not at the
I like
moment.
that.
Muchova's not playing her tennis at
I
all.
like that though.
I mean, she's. It's as if her racket arm and her racket aren't really connected to her own body. It's sort of. I use the word sync in synchronization in sync, and at the moment, very little's in sync with it. Her body, her mind, her racket are all sort of out of sync with each other. Noskova needs to pounce all over this because it could change. She needs to take advantage. But she doesn't on that occasion. Thirty all. Big point for Muchova more than Noskova. The serve just missing down the tee. Is a game really Muchova has to win. What's love 30? It's 30 all. Second serve. Noskova just on the baseline. Good deep return. Now she goes back down the middle. Now she'll go deep with the backhand, but too deep. And Muchova escapes and has a game point for herself. And could this be an escape for Muchova? Could this be the game we look back on and say Noskova missed her chance at love 30 when Muchova was struggling to get her racket on the ball?
We've got a different score to them.
She does hold serve, and I think that was a missed opportunity for Noskova. The next couple of games, we could be seeing more of the real Muchova. Did Linda Noskova feel sorry for her in a split second there? I can't believe she did.
No, she's a professional.
One game all. Good first point from Noskova, coming forward, putting the smash away, 15 love.
Yes, there was a poll earlier. You're right. I'll put the poll up. We could do another poll now, but it would be less interesting. The poll went 50. What did it say? I've got it up here.
Good deep return this time from Muchova. Now she goes cross court. Noskova goes back cross court. Now she goes down the line. Just too long. 15 all.
33 people voted in the poll. 61% Muchova, 39% Noskova. But I finished it very early in the game, so because once you start playing, it's not so interesting because you can kind of see what's going to happen.
That wide serve just missing. Second serve.
It certainly would make it more interesting if Muchova got the second set, but that's because Music Ramblings lives in northern England, and therefore it's 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. Quite a joyous time to watch tennis.
Better point for Muchova though. And
Oh,
she's got to look for the
go.
first time. She's got to 30 first on a Noskova service game. just sensed that
That's
last
the replay.
game. Noskova missed the boat. Muchova looks like she's got to the point of no return and forgotten her nerves and forgotten the occasion, and this could be now a much trickier match for Noskova. 15:30, second serve.
Who was actually, when we started this game, who was actually meant to win it? Like, what would the bookie say?
It was very close.
It was very close.
But it is now looking more and more likely that Muchova is going to turn this match on its head.
Music Ramblings is getting his way. But Nak Teti is saying, Noskova seems relaxed. I have faith in Noskova. She's just going to walk it. I don't think Muchova's going to get the second set.
Needs to find some good serves here now. 15:40. That's a good first serve. Now she'll go cross court. Saves the first of 2 break points. 30-40. The 1-2 punch. Serve was excellent. And then the next shot, serve +1. Noskova hit it cross court for a winner from a short reply. Needs a similar point now to save the second break point. She serves.
Come on, Linda.
Catches the top of the net. She'll do it all again.
Laban, Linda. She does look like she's just sort of having a little walk in the park.
She'll look to go down the middle here with an ace. She does go down the middle and she wins the point. Back to deuce.
Definitely nicer kit. Noskova's kit. For me anyway, than Muchova's kit. Not that
You mean it the other way around?
Do I?
The Onyx kit you don't like.
Yeah,
The
right.
Adidas kit you do like.
You're absolutely right. I do mean it the other way around.
Deuce. First serve landed. Cross court return down the line from Noskova. Slice backhand from Muchova. Back to Muchova's backhand from Noskova's forehand. Oh, she nets the reply. And she'll have another break point to save. Muchova's team all on their feet, trying to encourage their player to get back into this match. A break of serve here would really help give her the belief she needs. First serve is just long, so this is the chance. Second serve.
This is the big one.
It's a good deep second serve, but it's a good reply. Now, Noskova slices a backhand. Muchova goes, poor forehand.
Poor for forehand.
That was rushed. And it's quite an exaggerated topspin forehand loop in terms of the racket path. And that makes it quite hard to time, a bit like Coco Gauff struggles on forehand on this quick surface when it's so boiling hot with the sun shining, the ball comes through onto your racket very quickly. It's hard to time, and she mistimed that forehand. Back to deuce. Noskova missing a few serves here, so she's getting more looks at second serve. So instead of 110 miles an hour, it's 20 miles slower. Will she be brave and go for a big second serve? It's on the backhand. Oh, she's not made her play, and Noskova might escape this game.
I think she will. I'm good at my predictions today. I am.
Aye.
Yes.
Longest game of the match. Coming up to 6 minutes. It's been a quick match. Less than an hour played so far. Noskova serves. Now she'll get a short ball to attack. She does attack, and the passing shot misses, and it's Linda Noskova who holds serve. Saves those 3 break points. Was that Muchova's chance?
Oh, she's looking quite glum as she walks back to her chair, which I suppose is quite reasonable. She's a set down and a game down. But
6-2, 2-1 to the 21-year-old Czech Republic player.
This is Marisep. I'm trying out my new favourite Tagalog words. Yeah, I'll come up with another one in a minute when I think it's relevant.
So we'll talk a little bit in detail now. We'll watch the next two service games with just a total focus on the serve before this match comes anywhere
Yes.
near a
So
conclusion.
this is answering the question about that Dowie is asking, I think. No, it wasn't Dowie. It was somebody asking earlier on about, do we think that Alex needs a specialist coach for her serve? And so we're going to watch the next two service games with specifically that in mind, so that Dan will talk specifically about how they are serving and how that may impact or change the way that we think about the way Alex serves.
Okay, Muchova's serving 1-2. Just waiting for a few people to sit down. That was an excellent serve. Muchova's serve is much more sort of classic service action. It's a fluid action. And what the difference between a fluid action and a service action, which is in parts, is almost being built like a engine, is that the movement all seems, from the first move through to the conclusion of the serve, it almost feels like it all happens as one movement. And there are plenty of players who have much more of a two-part service action. And that, for me, is one established where you look at the ball toss and the racket as separate parts. And what Muchova does so well is, as the racket goes back, the ball toss is taking place, and that's all as one. That is a fluid action. And as the ball gets to the top of its flight, if you watch the ball toss on this next serve, as the ball reaches the top of the flight, the racket head is coming through to impact the ball. There's very little weight at all. It's very much all one action. Boom, boom, boom. That was a bit more... that was an excellent service game. Typical. We're hardly going to see her service action again. But the service action, all in balance, ball toss in a good position, and it's all in one movement, very much. You don't feel there's any sort of part one, part two to the service action. Linda Noskova's action, you feel like she puts the ball up there and then she comes through and hits the ball. So the ball toss is going up, and you feel like there's a slight, this service action is almost like two parts. So put the ball up in the air and then throw that racket head at the ball. Watch it again. For me, the ball is falling a little bit more than Muchova's best serves. So the ball toss is going 2 or 3 inches higher. Up it goes. And then do you see that ball is coming down when the racket head hits it? It's much more pronounced. Poor drop shot attempt, 15 all. So if you just watch the ball toss, the ball goes obviously up in a vertical line, straight up. But once it reaches the top of its flight in terms of the path of the ball, then it's coming down probably somewhere between 4 and 6 inches. Up goes the ball there, and then it's on its way down. Oh, great volley. Oh, excellent volley skills from Noskova, winner of that third point, 30-15. So Noskova service action isn't as aesthetically fluid and as pleasant to watch, but she is throwing that racket head and using her physical strength through the shot, and that will cut, the power from that will come from her racket arm and her leg action. Oh, good fourth point, 40-15. So the leg action, if you look at the knees, look at how much her legs bend at the knee joint. That's almost like a spring So show you from the straight leg position. There, do you see the knee bend? It's almost sort of start there and then watch the knees bend at the knee joint. Watch the legs bend from the knee there. Watch the legs, and then she's throwing that racket head through the ball. Tries a drop shot, got Muchova where she wants her. Now she tries a lob, back goes Muchova. Another good point. Now she tries a slide. Oh, what a shot to finish that game. Well played, Linda Noskova. So quite interesting. We'll do all that again now. We'll see their serves. But having watched both serves closely, there's a big difference. Muchova's is a different style of serve. It's very much like a lot of the serves that I grew up with, where the player... Oh, what are they showing? Oh, they're showing the last point. It was a good point. Drop shots, lobs. Good recovery from Muchova, then a slice backhand cross-court winner from Noskova. So Muchova's service action, as I was taught when I was a junior, so everything working together as one. So as the racket hand goes back, the ball toss is happening all as one. Okay? So it's all very fluid, and Muchova is trying to get that ball toss in the position where, as her racket comes through, her racket head, the strings are catching the ball at the top of its flight. I'm going to get a ball.
He's off. He's going to get a ball to show you. And I'm just looking because I think there's a little bit of lagging going on here. I'm just looking at why. Technical abilities here. No lucky ding-dongs today because it's not Alex playing. Some people would see luck as Linda winning and some people would see luck as Carolina.
So there's a point where the ball is going up and there's a point then it starts to come down, but before it comes down it actually stops and then it comes down. That's all happening in a millisecond. So here's Muchova serving everything in one, and then she's trying to get that racket to contact the ball before it's falling. Noskova goes long, 15 all. And when everything is in perfect synchronization, the ball's in the perfect place from the ball toss, and the racket is coming through, and the player is balanced, then you'll get the best serves. Just missing that one. Look at her legs, look at her knee position through this, halfway through there, knee bend, and then through the shot. For me, Muchova's serve is more aesthetically pleasant to look at. But it's a service action that relies on timing and a consistent ball toss. But she's definitely hitting the ball much nearer the top of its flight. It is falling momentarily. It's maybe an inch just starting. It's just starting to fall when so the ball's gone up and it's just starting to drop when the racket head is making contact. Oh, she might have missed that forehand.
That's the doorbell. Excuse me.
Two breakpoint chances for Linda Noskova, and this is crucial here for Muchova's chances. And this could be the final right here on this point. Ooh. And from Carolina. Noskova's ball toss, the ball goes up and it's dropped probably 6 inches before that racket comes through, but it's consistent, but it's not, in terms of the coaching manual, it's not perfect. What you're meant to be trying to do is serve when that ball toss is at the top of its flight, where it's just paused.
So Erica Ranga is saying the only player I remember chasing her toss then hitting the ball at the apex was Conchita Martinez. Most players will jump just before the toss. You okay?
Yeah, it's the internet struggling. This room isn't as good. Nowhere near as good.
No, it isn't. I will try.
But she gets her power from her legs, and she's throwing that racket head at the ball. Sorry, my screen's pausing a couple of times, making it awkward for me. And all the big muscles are working together, going through that ball. So she's throwing with the this is all sort of forces. She's throwing all that force that she's generating from her legs, then through, as she comes forward, all that body weight is coming through the ball, and that's where she's getting more of her power from, and it's helping her to win this game, and she's now 1 game from the title. So as I sit down, in terms of Alex's service action, for me, her ball toss is more akin to Linda Noskova's. So Alex throws the ball up, and it's very much it's like 2 parts to her service action. It's not a fluid action like Karolina Muchova's. And so Alex, being left-handed, she throws the ball up with her right hand, but it is coming down, and then her racket arm is coming through onto the ball, but she's not using her body with the same force as Linda Noskova. She's not throwing her body through the service impact in the same way as Linda Noskova. And that is partly because her legs, if you look at the knee bend during the service action, Alex's knee bend is not as marked as Linda Noskova or many of the players, as Sabalenka, some of these big servers. So she's not generating the same force through the service action. So she has a choice in terms of that. And then also, and this is the big difference in terms of her inconsistencies on first serve speed, her racket arm, she's not throwing that racket head at the ball with the same force every time. Sometimes her arm is coming through at a very different speed. It is 80 miles an hour and sometimes 105, 107 miles an hour. There's almost a 30 mile an hour difference between her fastest first serves and her slowest. And that has to be, so there will be some work done, I think, on strengthening her legs and certainly her shoulder, her left shoulder, her upper body. She'll be doing more work on that. And it's understandable when they're young that they don't do so much work. And the primarily is because you're still growing. So her coaching team, the people who look after her work off court and her training schedule in terms of in the gym and strengthening, will have been very conscious that when Alex was 17, 18, 19, even 20, they wouldn't have worked too much on weights and just doing lifting to help muscle strength, because they didn't want Alex, while she was still potentially growing, to put the body under strain. And so I think they're mindful of the age Alex is, and they're letting her complete her, maturing fully from being a teenager into fully being a young woman before they kind of do too much work in that area. So for me, there's still a little bit of her service sort of style from her junior days still apparent because of that. Muchova's trying to extend this final by one more game, 30-15 on her serve. Noskova with a short forehand, good forehand. Now Muchova can't control that reply, and she's 2 points from the Wimbledon title at just 21 years of age. This is the player that blitzed Alex in Indian Wells back in March. It was very quick match, love 6-2. She's beaten her again in Berlin, 6-2, 6-4. And we're seeing what Linda Noskova is capable of because she's on the cusp of winning the Wimbledon title at 21 years of age. So she's setting a marker for all those young players around Alex's age, around her own age, either side of 21, but she might have to wait one more game. She misses that backhand. But both these players have developed a service action here where they've just got more of their core big muscles, the big muscle groups, the leg muscles, and they're able to throw that body weight through the service action with good effect. Juice back to 2 points from the title. What's happening in the comments, Katie?
I think we're having a little bit of it. It's gone a bit slower on the internet, I think, but they're okay. It's just a bit laggy.
I don't think Muchova missing too many first serves. A second match point and a chance for the Wimbledon title, the biggest title for many people. I believe this is the biggest title in the game. This will be a dream come true for her if she can win this next point. Muchova's first serve into the net. Just missing down the middle tee. Second serve. Is good. Noskova goes long.
Oh!
Nerves apparent.
The final point fumbling.
Clinch's disease. No, I think she's going to be okay. It's uncanny how many times big matches are won on the third match point. But she might have to do it on her own service game. Muchova finds an ace. She can now make Noskova serve for the title.
Certainly, there will be a Czech winner.
Just hasn't made enough first serves today, Muchova. When she gets her first serve in, Muchova's winning plenty of points on her first serve, but she's not getting her first serve in enough. Too many second serves, and it's allowing Noskova to get a good return in just like that, and we're back to juice.
A couple of lads from the neighbourhood washing the car.
I couldn't see that ball go long, but Muchova's put the forehand long. Third time lucky. Match point. Just gone long. Second serve. Is good. Noskova down the middle. Now she goes cross court. Muchova goes down the line. Noskova goes down the middle. Oh, an edgy point. Both players at the back of the court. Catches the net cord. Now drop shot. That's won the point, and she's yet
Good lordy, Sus Mariusep.
yet again having to wait. 3 match points come and go. Muchova, the coolest shot she's played all match. Forehand drop shot winner. Game nearly 10 minutes long.
Wow.
So many missed first serves. There's another one into the net. Second serve. Clearly, if Muchova could somehow get out of this game, then the pressure will build on Noskova despite a healthy lead. Muchova would only have to win a couple more games, and then the match actually at 6-2, 5-all would look very different. Noskova would have match points being played out in her head over and over. It would make for a very different end to the second set. Advantage Muchova. First serve way out of court. Second serve now. Is good. Backhand cross court return. Muchova goes down the line. Noskova goes cross court. Muchova goes back down the line. Noskova goes wide. Oh! 3 match points. Came and went. Now she has to hold serve. She has not lost her serve the entire match. But it would not be a surprise if she struggled to hold serve when it really mattered, especially having had 3 match points in that previous game. Will her nerve hold? She needs some good first serves now to make this game a lot more straightforward. Very similar to that first serve. And she puts away the volley. Good start. 3 more points needed. Can she hold herself together? She takes a deep breath. This is where the first serve is so important. At these big moments, she lands another first serve, and Muchova does the rest by putting it long. A great start. 2 points down, 2 to go. Muchova goes cross court. Noskova into the net. 30-15. Muchova's forehand has been giving up a lot of errors. Will she go back down this middle, down the tee again on this 4th point, 30-15? She takes her time. Aborts the ball toss. She'll do it all over again. Missing the first serve. She'll try and kick this second serve, make it bounce up high onto Muchova's backhand, I would think. She does that. It does go to Muchova's backhand. Now she goes down the line. That's a good shot. But she'll have to play another shot. And she misses the forehand, 30-all. She'll regret going for such a big winner there. She didn't need to go quite so close to the line, and she missed the line. It's 30 all. This may seem an odd thing to say, but as much as Noskova has 2 points from winning this match, Muchova's 2 points.
There you go, that should have fixed it. Okay, and we're back in the room. Should be better now. I'm bewildered why Noskova let the nerves get to her. Well, yes. That is the question, isn't it, really? But they, why do they all do this sometimes? It's what I call final point fumbling and what Dan calls...
Clincher's disease.
Clincher's disease.
This is going to be very difficult for a 21-year-old to not be thinking about those match points now. Really not sure. I thought the match would be a lot closer, but it might now become a close match. Muchova has to hold serve. Linda Noskova's last real chance. Right, things working a bit better now. So hopefully the pictures will stay with us till the end of this match. 15 all. Muchova serving to make this second set 5 games to all. Noskova trying a little drop shot there and it didn't work. And it sat up and Muchova passed her cross court with a backhand. 15 all. Good first serve. Was that return in? It was. Great return from Noskova. She threw her forehand at that ball. And the good news is it landed just inside the baseline for a winning return. 15-30. Great shot from Linda Noskova. Maybe her chances will come again.
Excuse me a moment.
Good first serve from Muchova. Now Muchova serving 30 all. Good return from Noskova. Good forehand from Muchova. Both at the back of the court. Noskova gets a forehand, but she's overhit that. No, she hasn't. Caught the back of the line. Muchova's the one that pulls it wide. We have a 5th match point for Linda Noskova. 30-40. Gets a return in. Muchova saves it with another fantastic forehand down the line. I cannot believe this. We're back to juice. Drama here. 5 match points come and gone. Katie's now back in the room. She's all over the house. She can't handle the tension here.
I can't.
First serve long. Just needs to find 2 good points in a row. Everything's been in isolation in the last 3 games from Noskova. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, I'm pulling my hair out.
Oh dear. Coach Dan is down. Oh, the Princess Kate is doing this from the royal box, thinking, what on earth?
Muchova wins this point. She goes favourite in my view. 5-all in the second set. With all that going on in Noskova's head, Muchova would be favourite to win the second set and therefore favourite to win the match because there'd be 1-set-all. I think Noskova would find it very difficult to compete in the third set if we did get to 1-set-all. She cannot win the vital point she needs. Advantage Muchova. Second serve is good. Noskova, good return. Now she goes cross court. Muchova goes cross court. Back down the middle from Noskova and down the middle from Muchova. Oh!
Gosh.
Who's trying to win or lose this at the moment?
This is just unreal. So, who are we shouting for? I'm just going to do a little poll. Not who do we think is going to win. Who are you shouting for?
Deuce, not for the first time in the last 3 games. Every game seemingly gone to deuce advantage. Deuce advantage. Here we are at deuce. Muchova, good first serve. Noskova, right on the baseline. Now she gets a shorter forehand. Again on the baseline. Now, oh, she's put it in the net.
Goodness gracious me. Sus Mariusep, what's going on?
Advantage Muchova. This point for 5-all in the second set.
And you think this point was a winner?
Trying to race through this game. Short backhand now. Back to Muchova, who's waiting for it. She waited for it and she got the ball that she expected. Noskova missed a chance there to go into the open space by going back towards Muchova, thinking she would move into the open space, but she stayed there and she made the easy forehand down the line. Noskova, 30-15. First serve wide. Second serve is short, but is in court. Now backhand into the net. She is, well, if she was a boat, you would say there was a leak at the moment. And she doesn't want that leak to become a big hole and start sinking. I fear for her. Yeah, she's not thinking straight now. Everything's rushed. First service now, sensing not only as she has a player in complete, well, she's completely all over the place mentally. She can't get a ball in court. Muchova is just going to have to stay solid, calm and composed and play solid tennis from here on, I think. It's not like you're going to be playing a final set with both players in the match. You're going to be playing a player who's distraught and struggling to deal with their emotions. And I can't see Noskova coping with this situation.
But if she was Alex, she would cope, wouldn't she?
I don't know, because
I mean,
it's the Wimbledon title that she's not been able to get over the line. She's 5 points to get over the line. And she's had 2 of those chances on her.
But she's still got a chance.
She's had a chance on the serve. She has, but she's got to break serve here, and she's got to start. In effect, she's got to start the match all over again. Muchova is in the box seat now. Muchova has probably gone a strong favourite as of now. She's serving 6-5. This game holds serve for the second set, and she starts with an ace. And she'll only get stronger.
Well, the poll is saying 85% are reckoning.
Expect it to go to 3 sets this way, though. Noskova, good return. Let's be fair to that player on that point. That was a good return. Can she?
So you're saying to me, if she actually gets through this and wins the second set, that would be a really, really strong thing to do of Noskova, like if she could do it. I know you don't think she can.
Well, Noskova would have to try and forget what had just happened.
She'd have to play like a goldfish.
Yeah. She has been the better player for nearly 2 sets, but that last point has eluded her, and it's Muchova, who now is 30-15 up, and Noskova is just not able to string 2 points together. The only points she's won in the last 3 games have either been an ace, an isolated really good first serve, or an isolated forehand. No 2 points strung together. She's really, really struggling. Second serve.
Yes, amazing. Turning this around is quite a mental capacity, isn't it? Out.
We've got the sun in our eyes.
It's not suiting the setup here. We're going to go into the other room for the next time. We recognise that it's dark for you and it's not the best. Need to. I want to see if I can. Whilst they're not actually.
The scoreboard is not working now either,
Isn't it?
No.
Right.
15 love. Second serve. Is good. Forehand reply is good. Now they're exchanging from the baseline. Muchova comes forward. She'll play a shot into the corner. Wins the second point. We're at 15 all.
The scoreboard isn't working. Okay.
Shall I go out and in again?
Could do. Sorry, people. This is the internet here. Just seems to be not doing well today.
And Noskova struggling. 15-30 at the start of this third set.
I think let's just reset the scores. So.
It's not working, is it? It's working on mine. It's not talking to me.
Okay.
Good first serve though. We're back to 30 all.
Yes, it is. Apu. Yes, you're right.
Another good first serve. Now short forehand for Noskova, but she's missed that, and that was a basic short forehand. That's a terrible miss. And it's Muchova who's going to potentially win her 6th game in a row. And Noskova is completely self-destructing here. That was an easy forehand, really. Oh, lucky return. Oh, she got a good point there. We're back to deuce. Netted by Muchova. Noskova 15-30. Can she get ahead early in the set 3? She's been up first in all the previous sets.
The internet is getting better. The internet is getting better. Significantly better. Excellent.
4th point underway. Muchova going down the line on the forehand. Noskova, good length. Now she goes cross court. Muchova goes. Noskova good length. Now she goes cross court. Muchova goes back to Noskova's forehand. Noskova pulls it wide. Unforced error after unforced error. 30 all. And scoreboard is not catching up with itself. It's gone again.
Sorry about the scoreboard, guys. I'm going to put a sign up so that everyone can know that the scoreboard isn't working properly. Is it?
30 all. Good first serve. Just, no, they're going to do it again. Must have been a let. Finally, no, the first serve goes long. 2 lets followed by a first serve long. Second serve now. Is good. Noskova down the middle. Muchova goes for a big forehand. Noskova gets to it with a backhand. Now back to the backhand side. Muchova pulls it wide and Noskova looks like she's got the bit between her teeth. She has a break point, 30-40. Oh, she would love to win this point and hold serve. 3-love lead in the final set would help her forget about set 2 and 5 match points coming and going. First serve goes long. Second serve chance for Noskova. Will she be brave? Will she attack this second serve? Goes cross court. Down the line. Good forehand. Deep forehand from Noskova. Now she'll get a Noskova, good finish to that 5th point. She has 40-30.
Scoreboard's updating very slowly here. I'm sorry about that. It's a scoreboard issue. We are keeping it up to date, but it isn't doing it.
So, Noskova serves 40-30. First serve, she'll do all again. This is a point that can take her to 3-love in the 3rd set. First serve is good. Cross court backhand. Muchova, great shot down the line. She'll come forward. She plays a drop shot, and that's too good for Noskova, and we're back to deuce.
Well, the dropping out has stopped now, so we've got much faster internet. Just don't know why the scoreboard isn't updating.
That's right. Deuce. Noskova, short forehand. She goes down the line. Great passing shot from Muchova, though. She gets a break back point. Just a little bit too close to Muchova's racket, and she managed to thread that through. Advantage Muchova. First serve is good. Now she go. Oh, good shot from Linda Noskova back behind Muchova. And we're back to deuce. Let first serve. So is it updating on this?
It's updating.
It's not updating on there.
To there, but it's not going to here. everything else has got much better recently.
Good first serve, advantage Noskova. Second chance to close out this game for her. The player gets 25 seconds to be ready for the next point. She serves after 10 seconds. But that first serve catches the net, 109 miles an hour, that first serve. Still serving, first serve speeds in that region. Backhand to backhand. Now Noskova goes to the forehand side, and that brings the error, and Noskova does a little fist bump, and she's 3-love ahead in this third set. As Katie
has got the scoreboard working again.
Well done. So, anyone still with us in the room?
If you are still with us, you're a blooming very loyal bunch, because we recognise that today has not been particularly good technically. We keep on losing internet and scoreboard and everything else, but we're back. Everything is back to a good state now in the scoreboard. I can't see. Oh, for goodness sake, there's somebody else at the door. No, there's not. Right. So, apologies for all the technical issues today. We have had a few, but I think we are back at being fast again. Right, these two are both Czechos. Yes, no. So, no emotions here. I wish Alex is the one playing. What's going on, though? Who's ahead? Who's ahead? Your scoreboard is misleading, Chalk Dust. Yes, we understand that. Sorry about that.
Scoreboard's right now. It's Muchova serving. Love 3 in the final set of this Wimbledon final between two good friends, both from the Czech Republic. And it's the elder player, 29 years of age, trying yet again to find her way back into this match, having seemingly lost in the second set. But for whatever reason, she managed to win 5 games in a row from a losing position. 5 match points came and went. And Noskova walked off at the end of the second set, having had her head under her towel, looking distraught. But 5 minutes later, she returned, and she has coped with this third set the best. She's now 3 games from the title. Muchova, this is a must-win game from her perspective.
I always said Noskova. The poll is still saying Muchova.
Third point underway. Noskova goes short with her return, and Muchova puts a forehand cross-court winner for once. The right side into the open court, well inside the line. No risk tennis there. Good point from her point of view. 30-15. Fourth point, good deep return from Noskova. She tries a drop shot. Muchova gets to it. She plays a drop shot back. Noskova tries to go back across court, but misses. 40-15. We've seen what happened in the second set. Noskova didn't look comfortable the closer she got to winning. Is she going to struggle with the same issue in the third set? Her next service game will tell us a bit more. Good drop shot, but Noskova gets there and puts it down the line, 40-30. Katie having a little prayer?
No, I'm having a little think, really. I still think Noskova's going to get it. I've said that from the beginning. I haven't changed. Because it is all mental. And I think if she was a Katy Panera, if she was Alex, she would just turn it around right now. And I think she has. She's getting there.
Second serve. No, she catches the ball. Try again.